You feel it, don't you? That quiet hum beneath the ache, the one that insists this isn't over, even when every logical sign screams otherwise. The texts have stopped, the door closed. Maybe they even swore it was final. And yet, why does your soul refuse to believe it? This isn't denial. This is recognition, your spirit's stubborn remembrance of a truth too ancient for words. Twin flames don't follow the rules of ordinary love. Their departures aren't endings. They're soul-level maneuvers, cosmic recalibrations disguised as abandonment. That hollow space in your chest, it's not just grief, it's a birth canal, pushing you toward a version of love so vast, it can only enter through the cracks they left behind. Think of a star collapsing inward before it explodes into supernova. What looks like destruction is actually the prelude to unimaginable light. Your separation is that sacred collapse. The silence between you isn't empty. It's charged, vibrating with all the unspoken truths and unhealed pieces that must surface before either of you can truly come home. When a twin flame says it's over, they're not speaking for their soul. They're voicing the fear of their unhealed self, the part that still confuses intensity for danger, love for loss of control. But souls don't negotiate with fear. They outgrow it. And when they do, that's when you'll feel it. A shift in the air, like the first breeze before a storm breaks. A text out of nowhere. A dream so vivid it lingers for days. The inexplicable certainty, as you're brushing your teeth or waiting for coffee, that something is about to change. But here's the secret that changes everything. Their return was never the point. Your becoming is. Whether they circle back or not becomes irrelevant when you realize this journey was never about keeping them. It was about meeting yourself in the depths, where only their reflection could guide you. You feel it, don't you? That hollow ache, the quiet terror whispering, what if they never return? You replay their last words, it's over for good, like a curse you can't unhear. And yet, somewhere deeper, beneath the raw grief, there's a knowing, a quiet pulse of truth. This isn't the end. But why did they run? And what will it take for them to stop, to turn back toward you? Let's pull back the veil. A twin flame doesn't run from you. They run from what you awaken in them. The buried shadows, the unhealed wounds, the parts of themselves they've locked away. Your presence is a mirror, and for some, that reflection is too blinding to face. Imagine standing in front of a sunlit window after years in the dark. The instinct isn't to step closer, it's to flinch, to retreat. This isn't rejection, it's resistance, the soul's last stand before surrender. Every runner carries an invisible weight, the fear of losing themselves in love. They mistake merging for drowning, intimacy for annihilation. And so they bolt, not because the bond is weak, but because it's too strong, too real, too much like fate. But here's the secret. The very thing they fear is the only thing that will free them. Think of a wild bird that refuses to land, convinced the sky is all it needs, until exhaustion forces its wings to still. Only then does it discover the solid earth beneath it, the warmth of a steady hand. The runner's return follows the same law. They must wear themselves out, fleeing before they realize there was never anything to run from. Timing is everything. A runner doesn't return because you beg, manifest, or do the work for them. They return when their own soul demands it. when the pain of staying away finally outweighs the fear of staying. You'll know this shift is near when their energy lingers in your space, a ghost of longing you can't rationalize. Synchronicities spike, their name everywhere. Songs, memories crashing in like tides. You dream of them vividly, not as they were, but as they will be. Softer, open, ready. These aren't coincidences, they're the universe realigning the path. Separation is an illusion. Even now, your energies are in dialogue, pulling, pushing, adjusting. You might feel them before they reappear, a sudden weight in your chest, a whisper in your mind. This is the chord between you, humming with unresolved truth. And one day, without warning, the tension snaps. Maybe they text. Maybe you cross paths by accident. Maybe you wake up with a single thought. It's time. Stop chasing. Stop obsessing. Become the love you want to receive. The runner isn't drawn back by your longing. They're drawn by your wholeness. When you stop waiting and start living, you emit a frequency so magnetic, so unshakably secure, that their soul has to respond. Not because you manipulated the outcome, but because you finally matched the love you've always deserved. And here's the truth you've been waiting for. The moment you stop asking, will they return? Is the moment the universe can finally answer. Let's talk about the truth no one else will say out loud. Twin flames don't break up, they recalibrate. Think of your connection like gravity. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it isn't there, bending the very fabric of your reality, pulling you toward each other in ways logic can't explain. You've tried to move on, but something keeps tugging you back. A dream, a song, a sudden warmth in your chest when you least expect it. That's not nostalgia, that's resonance. Science tells us energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed. Your bond operates by the same law. The love didn't disappear when they left. It just shifted form, from physical to quantum, from words to whispers in the dark. Have you ever woken up at 3 a.m. with their name burning in your mind like a struck match? Or caught yourself humming your song moments before they text after months of silence? These aren't coincidences. They're proof of the chord, the living, breathing tether between your souls that no amount of distance can sever. This is how twin flames communicate when the world gets too loud, through the language of symbols, déjà vu, and the quiet knowing that lives beneath thought. You might call it intuition, but really it's memory, your souls recognizing each other outside of time. Here's the paradox. The silence isn't empty, it's fertile. Like winter ground preparing for spring, this separation is composting all the unspoken fears, the unmet needs, the parts of you both that still need to heal. The cord between you isn't just a connection, it's a conduit, carrying energy back and forth even when you're not speaking. That's why you can feel when they're struggling, why you dream of them when they're at a crossroads, why sometimes you swear you hear their voice in your ear when no one's there. You're not imagining it. You're remembering, the way roots remember water even through drought. There will come a day, maybe tomorrow, maybe in 5 years, when the tension between you becomes unbearable. Not the painful kind, but the ripe kind, like fruit heavy on the branch. One of you will break. A text sent at midnight. A mistaken call. A conversation that starts with, I had the strangest dream about you, and when it happens, you'll realize you were never truly apart. You were just learning how to love in a new dimension. You've traced every star in the sky, searching for answers. Why did they pull away? Why does it hurt so much? But here's the secret you've been circling around. They are not the question. You are. This isn't about abandonment. This is about alignment. Your twin flame doesn't just love you, they reveal you. Like a lake at dawn, their presence shows you every ripple, every shadow, every sunken thing you've hidden beneath still waters. And when the reflection becomes too sharp, too real, the instinct is to look away, or to make them look away. That's why they left. Not because they stopped loving you, but because the truth between you became a light too bright to bear. Separation is not punishment, it's sacred space. The kind of quiet a composer needs to hear the missing note in a half-finished song. Right now, the distance between you is that silence, and in it, you're being asked, what have you been avoiding? Is it the childhood wound that whispers, you're too much, every time love gets deep? The old betrayal that taught you to armor your heart before joy could reach it? The quiet fear that if someone truly sees you, they'll walk away? Your twin flame didn't run from you. They ran from the unhealed echo in you that still believes love must be earned. This is where most get stuck, watching the door, waiting for them to walk back in. But the real work? It happens when you turn toward the mirror instead. Try this. Name the fear their absence triggers: abandonment, unworthiness. Trace it back. When did you first learn this story? Rewrite it. What if love isn't something you lose, but something you are? You'll know you're healing when their memory stops feeling like a wound and starts feeling like a reminder, not of what you lost, but of what you're becoming. Here's the magic no one talks about. Twin flames don't reunite when you want them back. They return when you no longer need them to. Because when you finally meet yourself in that mirror, not as half of something broken, but as whole, complete, already loved, the reflection changes. And so does theirs. The most important thing I can tell you: the love you seek is not ahead of you or behind you. It's within you, waiting to be recognized. You've been holding your breath, haven't you? Waiting for that moment when the universe finally says yes and brings them back. But what if I told you the deepest magic happens not in the returning, but in the releasing? This is the truth that cracks open hearts. Some twin flames aren't meant to walk beside you. They're meant to awaken you. Imagine a forest after wildfire. What looks like devastation is actually nature's most sophisticated renewal system. The heat cracking open seeds that would never sprout otherwise. Your separation is that fire. The pain you feel, those are the shells of old selves, breaking open so something truer can grow. This isn't about giving up. This is about leveling up. Recognizing that the love which shatters you is also the love that rebuilds you, stronger at the broken places. You've begged the stars for reunion. But what I've the universe heard, a deeper prayer, the one your soul whispered before you even met. Make me whole. Teach me my worth. Show me how to love without losing myself. These are the prayers being answered through absence. Every night you cry yourself to sleep. Every morning you choose to rise anyway. You're not moving further from love. You're becoming worthy of the love you've always deserved. Here's the cosmic joke. We chase our twins, thinking we're chasing love, when really, we're chasing the parts of ourselves they mirror. Their intensity shows us our passion. Their avoidance triggers our abandonment wounds to heal. Their presence and absence forces us to confront every limiting belief about worthiness. The moment you realize this is the moment the game changes. Suddenly, their return becomes irrelevant because you've found what you were really searching for all along. There's a peculiar lightness that comes when you truly release expectation. It feels like laughing at an inside joke and not needing to text them about it, hearing your song and dancing alone in the kitchen anyway, waking from a dream about them, and feeling peace instead of ache. This isn't moving on, this is moving inward, discovering that the love you sought outside was inside you all along, waiting to be claimed. Close your eyes, breathe, remember, twin flame journeys aren't romance novels where the climax is reconciliation. They're heroes' journeys where the prize is self-realization. Whether they return or not becomes irrelevant when you grasp this. Their highest purpose wasn't to complete you, but to show you your own completion. You've been asking the wrong question. It's not, will they come back? It's, am I brave enough to believe they already have? Every thought you think about them is a whisper to the cosmos. Every fear, every hope, every late-night fantasy, they're not just passing emotions, they're blueprints. The moment you truly grasp this, everything changes. Think of your connection like radio waves. Right now, you're tuned to the frequency of separation, but twist the dial just slightly. Shift from longing to knowing, from desperation to divine trust, and suddenly the static clears. The song changes. They change. Not because you manipulated fate, but because you remembered your power to co-create it. Here's where it gets deliciously confusing. The more you cling, the further they drift. But the moment you release your grip, that's when the magic happens. It's like trying to catch moonlight in your hands. Clench your fists, and it slips through. Open your palms, and suddenly, your whole body is bathed in silver. This isn't about giving up. It's about leveling up, recognizing that real power lies in relaxed certainty, not anxious control. Close your eyes. Feel this. Their hand in yours. Their laughter vibrating through your chest. The quiet peace of morning sunlight tangled in shared sheets that already exists. Somewhere in the quantum field, in the infinite possibilities spiraling out from this moment, that reality is as real as the screen you're reading now. Your job isn't to make it happen. Your job is to vibrate there, to live, breathe, and move as if it's already true. When you do this consistently, the universe has no choice but to collapse that potential into your physical experience. Your doubts aren't failures, they're fuel. Every time you notice fear whispering, "What if never?" and consciously choose, "What if now?" you're performing sacred alchemy. You're transmuting leaden uncertainty into golden faith. Try this tonight. Before sleep, dwell not on their absence, but on their presence. Feel the weight of their head on your shoulder. Smell their shampoo on your pillow. Hear their voice murmuring, "I'm here," in the dark. This isn't fantasy. This is future memory. The cosmic punchline, they've been waiting for you to remember your wholeness, for you to claim your power, for you to stop looking for love and start being love so completely that it has no choice but to mirror back to you. You stand now at the edge of a revelation so quiet, so vast, it hums beneath your skin like a forgotten melody. This journey was never about them. Not really. It was always about the unshakable truth your soul has been whispering all along. You are the love you seek. There comes a moment, perhaps today, perhaps years from now, when you'll catch yourself mid-breath and realize the ache has transformed. What once felt like absence now feels like space, sacred, fertile, brimming with potential. You'll trace the outline of their memory and find, to your astonishment, that it no longer burns. It illuminates. This is how you'll know the work is done. Not when they return, but when you no longer measure your wholeness by their presence. Imagine two rivers carving separate paths down a mountainside, fierce, determined, convinced they must find their own way, only to discover they've been feeding the same ocean all along. This is the twin flame journey in its final act, the realization that separation was merely the illusion required for your souls to remember how deeply you already belong to one another. The beautiful paradox, the moment you stop chasing the reunion is the moment it becomes inevitable. Not because you've surrendered hope, but because you've transcended the need for it. Stop searching for closure. There is none, not in the way you imagine. This isn't a story with an ending. It's a continuum, a celestial dance where every parting plants the seeds for a more radiant return. Perhaps they'll reappear in this lifetime, stepping back into your world with eyes full of hard-won wisdom. Or perhaps your reunion lives in the quiet way their essence now walks with you, in the courage they inspired, the boundaries they taught you to set, the unshakable self-love they mirrored until you could claim it as your own. Either way, you win. One last secret before you go. The most powerful love spell isn't longing. It's living so fully in your own light that their return becomes merely a delightful confirmation of what you've always known. And darling, when that day comes, and it will, you'll recognize it not by the thunder of dramatic reunion, but by the quiet, unshakable certainty that feels like remembering.